Hi everyone, this is Jenny Jenshka's reporting from Washington DC Museum. Do I really like official reporter? So I just got this souvenir from this place. Alright, so during the weekend, my friend recommended me to visit a couple of places. So instead of visiting very traditional museum, I picked to come to this special place. It is called Museum. The idea of museum, it is like a museum, so they exhibit the history, how the journalism develops from the past till nowadays. And the general mission here, they call it like fight for freedom. They have 5 pillars of freedom which they are fighting for the freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of petition, and freedom of assembling. This is very significant. This is a very huge building. They have there are 5-6 floors here. From the very underground, we made a tour. The tour guide show us there are 15 theaters all over. You will see different documentary films. In addition, there's the original piece of the Berlin Wall. Imagine. This is the western side of the Berlin Wall, the original piece.
East Germans from fleeing communist rule.
It's very clear, you see very colorful picture, painting, expressing this kind of free press. This is the west.
66 miles.
And right behind the wall, this is the eastern side.
Another wall further out here, the area that we're in right here was a ground. Not last year's because that hasn't been put up yet, but this is the year before. It's still being announced. The first one was one photo by one photographer in Charlottesville. That was the one winning breaking news. The feature news was a series of photographers and writers who won the English site. I'm just going to show you 2 things in this gallery, and I'll let you on home. Some of the pictures have been expanded around the perimeter of the room. Here are the ones that talk about pictures 20 years ago, and they're so emotional about remembering that time picture.
One thing I want to emphasize is not imagining how you would feel in a particular situation, is actually feeling what the other person is feeling.
This is the wall of the newspapers from all over the world. The wonderful thing. If a person go to a country and finds their newspapers filled with nothing but good news, there are good men in jail. Fantastic. This is today's front pages. You can see the United States newspaper, international front page, for instance. Let's go. See all over the country. A lot. News history.
So why do you think that would be the case?
Imagine.
Why do you think that's not there?
1492.
You go from having no knowledge, the
These
printing
are
press comes in,
newspapers.
takes off like anything. First ones, you have a lot of these graphics. Well, one thing, you didn't have a literate population. There was nothing to read for the printing press, so you didn't have to read. So but those first ones, you had to have all the information in the picture. So the picture came out as the way the story was told. Grab the audience and having you can turn any page in here. This was the newspaper. These are pages from the newspaper back in 1898.
1898.
Pages from the newspaper back into the end of the thing. In these pages, you had Easter egg design. You could cut up your things and put them on your Easter egg. You had dress patterns in here. You could cut up the newspaper and make a dress.
This place was established 11 years ago. Unfortunately, at the end of this year, 2019, they're about to close. So I'm lucky enough, I got a recommendation from my friends and just quickly visit the places. This is only in Washington, D.C. It's not in New York, not in other states, not in other part of the world. So friends, if you do have the chance, especially our journalist friends, please do take your chance to come to Washington, D.C. to visit museums. This might be the last chance you can visit the places. All right, so this building is have 5-6 floors. So each floor is talking very different. From the very beginning, the history of journalism, to any kind of significant like photo gallery, and they also talk about different press houses recorded significant news all over the world. They talk about this LGBT rights, the democracy, and there's also a very big wall of journalists who pass away in the sake of seeking the truth. So this is really very kind of significant, especially when I was visiting this photo gallery. Being honest, like I just become speechless. Those moments, those photos, those films, just so much like tear my heart. Just give me the feeling like we are very fortunate enough to live in the peaceful country with democracy, with the equal right of with the human rights respect. I see there's a big a world map of press. Kyrgyzstan is ranked only 61 place. My country is not considered to be free press country. Nevertheless, I think with our leadership, with our people, we are trying our best to move forward. This is the thing I really want to see. So in the end of my today's visit, I really wanted to say thanks. Say thanks to hundreds of thousands of journalists in Kyrgyzstan, in the rest of the world. Thank you so much for taking a risk of yourself in the sake of seeking the truth, in the sake of documenting these human experiences in our history, so we can get to know, our future generation can get to know what had happened in the past. Thank you so much for helping us to see different moments. It might be disaster, it might be happy moments. Thank you for telling us, revealing the basic human elements. This is a really huge thing like you've been doing. So even though I'm not a journalist, but I would like to really thank you guys. I do hope in the future in my country there will be more and more journalists coming out, and I hope our society, our government can support the freedom of press, freedom of speech, to make the Kyrgyz Republic a free country, so we can get to voice up our concern, so make our country significant on the world map. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies.